All right, next we're going to look at the relationship between two lines. Basic options are they're either going to be the same line or equal lines, parallel but not equal lines, or they could intersect at a point, or a new definition here is skew lines. So if you have two lines that are not parallel and do not intersect, so not parallel and do not intersect at all, then they're called skew lines. And it's three-dimensional, so you can certainly have that. So the different possibilities that you could have, so are on the left here, are they parallel? Well, if they are, then they're either equal or they're going to be parallel but not equal. And that should be easy to see by whatever vectors you have. If the answer is no, then they could either intersect at a point or they could be skew. And the skew definition was above. So problem number 262 here, we're given two lines, L1 and L2, and we have to determine whether lines are equal, parallel but not equal, skew, or intersecting. So we have L1 given as the x, y, and z values are given. So basically we can find a direction vector for L1. And that direction vector are going to be the values of the coefficients in front of the t. Well, that's 2, and then you've got constants, so that's 0, and it's 3 plus 0t, so another 0. And L2 has direction vector, the same thing, x, the x value is 0. The y value has a 1s, so that's 1, as does a z. So it's the coefficient in front of the s is what we're looking for there. So these clearly are not parallel. So remember, in order to be parallel, we would have to have L1 would be some sort of linear combination of L2. So we don't have that. There's no k that's going to do this for us. So they're not parallel. We have to determine now if we're dealing with skew or if they intersect at some point. So let's check for intersection. Okay. That's what we're doing now. All right, so we determine this. So is there some value, some point x, y, z, that is on both lines? If yes, then they intersect. If no, then they're skew. All right, so we've got x, y, and z values. So I'm going to set the x is equal, the y is equal, and the z is equal based upon what we have here. Okay. So we have for the x's, we've got in L2 it's 0, but in the other ones we have 2t equals 0, which means we have t equals 0. For the y, we have 0 equaling 8 plus s, so that means s equals -8. And then for z, we have 3 equals 7 plus s. So that would mean s equals -4, but that's a contradiction since s is -8. So that's not going to work. So clearly we don't have an intersecting point. So these are skew.